Maybe listen to him speak, yeah. No matter what, just let it go.
Pop, persuadable. What's going on, boo-boos? Just remember, we are all human beings. Together we will rise. Let us pray. Ramen. Okay. I saw that on a dad joke site. I was like, yo, that's actually pretty good. It's corny, but, you know, the thing with corn is that it's never goodbye. It's I'll see you later. Do you get it? It's a poop joke. All right. Dead by Daylight Mobile. Came out a long time ago. I was very excited. I'm showing screenshots of some of my videos, showing screenshots of the second most handsome man on YouTube who also covered this. Shout out to Grizzly. I miss you dearly. I haven't talked to him in a while. That's why I miss him. I realized, I was like, wait a minute, I should probably back that up. I was like, wait, what happened to Grizzly? Why do you miss him? So this is actually me being published on the 4th anniversary video for Dead by Daylight devs. I bit my fucking tongue. Like, that's why I'm mad. I bit my fucking tongue. Yeah, so like hundreds of thousands of people who have no idea. That's like the only time they've ever seen me in their life. And showing some footage of what it was. Now, Dead by Daylight Mobile was riddled with a lot of issues. Performance issues, ping issues, just generally speaking, bugs all over the place. I think you can see me get hit here. Watch this. Pallet's completely fucking down. I got hit. So, the original Dead by Daylight Mobile had a multitude of issues. And eventually, there were other YouTubers, I think iFerg played, other YouTubers who were just like, all right, we're not going to cover this. So, I haven't covered this for like 2 years. And then I see this get published earlier this year about how there's going to be this big update. Like literally, like not just updating the game, but a whole new game. And I was like, at least that's what the rumors were at the time. And I'm like, wow, this might be big. And so, head of partnerships essentially comes out and says there's going to be pretty much a new app. They released something in Japan and it worked out. And essentially they want to make a new game with NetEase, and they want to make a complete overhaul of the game. That includes graphics, UI. We're going to add a whole bunch of stuff. And so this is what piqued my interest, because we're not talking about just fixing a game with updates. We're talking about a whole new app. We're talking about a whole new game, completely revamped. And, you know, there's some controversy with them partnering with NetEase, only because there's complaints about NetEase and how they run these mobile games. But Dead by Daylight Mobile is essentially saying they are the experts of making mobile games, and we want to use them and have their help. So I'm not picking sides here. I've worked with NetEase. So I don't really have an opinion, because some of their games are fantastic. Sometimes they haven't invested in infrastructure. We still only have 2 servers in Identity 5. And so, you know, just labeling out what the criticisms were. And ultimately, NetEase does have a shitload of experience with mobile games. And so for half of the community, this was a good thing. And another half, that's all theoretical, by the way. It's not like I took a fucking poll or anything. And they came out with this essentially saying, okay, we're going to have a global release and a beta that's going to eventually come out so we can test some of this stuff. And so this is one of the videos that they originally launched. It's showing a new skin and a new animation for this character. And when this was released, it was a little underwhelming, because people were looking for actual UI updates, but you can see the hints of graphic integrity here. Nobody really cared about the skin and the Mori, which was fine at the time. And then they started releasing more information, and this is what people were looking for, where we're starting to see the graphics overhaul of the lobby, and we're assuming that that's going to obviously carry into the game. And so the graphic integrity has increased substantially, which is really important in this game, because you're supposed to be able to hide in the environment. It's not like Identity 5, where the environment, you only use it to kite, you know. So the graphics and the ability to hide in the environment is a very important thing. Of course, performance features and all those things also are incredibly important. We'll get into that in a little bit. So these are official videos that got launched. Pretty much just showing like, all right, the graphics are going to look a hell of a lot better. I think they look fantastic, to be honest. And we can even see the generators, the improvement of detail, and how that is going to work with various phones. You could see how maneuvering in the environment with chase, etc. So update 3 came out in terms of what the beta would feature, and it's supposed to feature leaderboards. So whereas in the original Dead by Daylight mobile game, there were no real leaderboards at all. So now you can see how you're performing, and you know me, I love leaderboards. If I ever get on that leaderboard, I will talk about me being on that leaderboard for the next 10 years. Shout out to Identity 5, #1 Survivor, Season 1 EXP player. I really do. I hate my personality. I really need to get a life. I'm 32. This shit's fucking pathetic now. And so they came out with an image about the original beta test that would be coming out June 29th, July 14th. Test out some of these features. Then another new feature that they came out with, a feature of the Fog #4. All right, demonstrating some of the new stuff to expect whenever the hell this app launches, is your squad members, daily task. It's a whole new UI feature where it looks way better. Way better, easier to see, much more clean, much more organized. And in this video, I'm following their timeline. So if you're asking why I'm jumping from the beta to Fog #4, this is the order that they were releasing all of this information to the public. And then the future of the Fog #5 is showing a complete chat overhaul system, which looks way cleaner, way better. To be honest with you, I was quite surprised that something like this wasn't launched initially, because usually almost every game has some sort of chat feature. So there's that. So this is going to be much more interactive. And these are all nice things that definitely make the game more interactive, more likely to form communities, squads, have leaderboards to track your progress. You know, in the original Dead by Daylight mobile, none of this was really there, so you quite often felt alienated. I didn't really ever know how good I was compared to other people despite constantly playing. And I lacked motivation. There was nothing to really keep me going other than the daily, rewards and a marketplace that I didn't really give a fuck about, to be honest. So I welcome these changes. These are good quality changes. But the question is it actually going to fix the rampant amount of problems that the original Dead by Daylight mobile had? Like we said, the performance issues, the hacking issues, etc. And so on July 21st, the first beta session concluded. Then we get an update around September 21st, pretty much saying thank you for your feedback. We're going to delay the launch of the game. And now, I know initially communities get pissed at this, but I love it, because the worst thing that can happen, and we've seen this time and time again, is when games are consistently pushed too fast, not complete. On the other hand, it gets even more annoying when games consistently are delayed because of overly optimistic deadlines, and games are consistently delayed because they can't meet those deadlines. So really, I wasn't upset about the game being pushed back in order to meet certain criteria of the feedback from these games and from these players, okay? But on the other hand, I hope that they're not being overly optimistic and that we can eventually meet this goal, because transparency and consistency are very important for products. And it kind of sets the tone of, all right, this is what we said. Did we get it right? And that will transition over to future updates and integrity with these sort of companies meeting their deadlines. Then they released this updated roadmap, and kind of gives you an idea of where they're going at. This is something that you're seeing much more prevalent with video games, showing you exactly what that timeline should be and what to expect. That information and transparency are extremely important, and it kind of keeps you feeling like you're involved in the process of the game and where it's going and what direction. So the second beta test gave a new version for pre-registration, account migration, and obviously Q1 of 2023, which I am glad they're saying Q1, because it gives them a little bit more flexibility instead of giving us a specific date. And this is important for account migration. If you do have a Dead by Daylight account, you got to make sure that it's linked to like your Facebook or your Twitter, whatever the fuck they got. That's so when the new game is released, your account will migrate over. So we are going to speed up this timeline a little bit. So we see November 4th, they release an announcement saying that the second beta is going to be coming out. During this time, We also see that they're improving some of that UI that we were talking about. What they're essentially doing with this is you can understand more of what's going on in the match based on the logos. I'm going to show some video of this in a second. You can see where your survivors are at as a killer. You can see how many times you have put somebody on the hook. So the idea of this is to give people more information, to provide them better, more informed decisions for the game. Now let's show some footage of this. Here we are. So we're seeing some of the overhauls of the system, what it's going to look like. And as well as playing Hunter, you're going to see that you can be provided more information with the logos of being hooked and the process of it. So I welcome these things. These are good things. And then they came out with another idea of link your account, providing more information on how to save your account. So if you are a Dead by Daylight mobile player and you're thinking about going to the new version when it comes out, make sure that your account is linked. Even if you don't think you're going to download the new version and give the second one a shot, especially now that they're partnered with NetEase, but I'll go more into that in a little bit, you should still probably link it just in case. And here's a little bit more information on the account migration. So, I'm going to leave this up for a second. The question is what do I think about this, right? What are Persuade's thoughts? Am I going to give it a shot? I don't really know. I'm hoping that I'm going to put a picture of me in the gym, right? That's the egotistical thing to do, right? It's like a social media thing to do, right? God. I get bored making these videos, so I just like sometimes throw in a curveball. I'm like, what the fuck? Here are my thoughts as I grab these dumbbell. I don't know where I'm going with this, but anyways, I don't know if I'm going to give it another shot. There's a lot of issues that really I'm not sure have been addressed. One of the most annoying things was when they deleted the Discord. They at one point deleted the Discord and said it was too much to deal with, and the entire community just like instantly lost access to one another. And that kind of left a bitter taste in my mouth regarding this. But, you know, in all fairness, the devs over at Behavior Interactive are fantastic. So any interaction I've ever had with them has always been filled with kindness and genuineness. And that goes a long way for me as a person. And I can tell they really care about their brand, and they care about their product, and they care about the people playing the game, even if a lot of them don't feel that way. That's my own perspective of them. I do believe that they haven't really done a great job with the original. All right, I'm going to change the picture. I'm getting annoyed. Look at that. I woke up like that. Oh my God, I'm handsome. All right. I think that there's a lot of other issues that Dead by Daylight Mobile needs to make sure that they address as well. One of my other concerns that I had is when Dead by Daylight Mobile was initially launched, I mean, there were a multitude of devices and operating systems that couldn't run it because it was too intense. I mean, we're talking a lot of people. So the question is how much is this going to change that? So is it going to be more playable by a multitude of devices? Is there going to be less hacking? Are there going to be less performance issues? They have done a great job so far at addressing the movement. They're addressing the UI. They're addressing features that can keep the community engaged, interactive, social, right? But ultimately, it's going to be those performance things that they need to really address. And so I don't know if I'm going to cover it yet. I want to know if you're going to play it and give it a shot. We're talking Q1 of 2023. Is this a game that has been buried and dead to you? Or you let me know what your thoughts are. Pretty much, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I have a feeling that I might give it a shot. If it feels good, come out with some content of me stomping you survivors. Or stomping the killer. Bring back old school Persuade. Anyways, I really want your feedback. I'm not just saying that shit. I'm going to read it and I'm going to heart it because I love you. Bye.